I've got a really funny way to start the show, Brian.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, you remember some of the stuff I said last week?
Like I said, there's so many mysteries behind the mushroom keepers and
Mm-hmm.
that one potential one who
What if that's
referenced
him?
again. You know what? What if he isn't? That's a cool idea.
Yeah, you guys remember that? Cool. Well, let's talk about the next episode. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Anime-Versal Reviews podcast, the Genreverse podcast network's anime show, and we're on, of course, the Genreverse podcast network, wherever you get your podcast from, and the Genreverse podcast YouTube channel. So subscribe, follow all that good stuff. LRMonline.com is the website, and you can find all of the great shows, written articles, opinion pieces, random things, and fun stuff covering everything in geek and entertainment, pop culture news, as well as interviews and all sorts of really great things. So check it out, LRMonline.com, Genreverse.com as well. Podcasts, YouTube. I'm Kyle. That, whichever way he's on the screen for me right now is Brian, and he does PulpMythos on YouTube. He'll talk about himself a little bit later on, and I'm at that Kyle Malone on Twitter if you want to get involved with some more personal things. Brian, how's it going, bud?
It's going, man. Yeah.
I got to kind of uh, look. I know it wasn't like a hard call, but it just kind of all came together real quick last week. That clip that I just played for everyone else. So I guess I just kind of want to start there, dude. Fucking Governor how do I say it? Kurokawa is I think it's pretty clear he's that old mushroom keeper, is it not?
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah.
This show, dude, really knocked it out of the park with this episode. It was a incredibly tense episode. It kept with all the pacing from like the first few episodes where we're just like, dear God, was that even 20 minutes? You know, I was thoroughly impressed with pretty much everything, and what a brutal opening. Oh man, and we'll go over kind of some of the big points in further detail, but that's kind of my initial reaction, Brian. Stuttering full. what was
Yeah,
yours like?
we don't rate individual episodes, but this is in the AA plus
Mm-hmm.
territory. If we were, I'll say it because this was that episode, the one that answered a lot of the questions, that put all the little loose pieces all came together. And then, of course, just the emotion of it and edge of your seat. Well, I didn't know what was going to happen constantly. I was like, oh my God. Even had cheer moments where like, yeah,
Yeah.
So yeah, great episode.
It was. I was and for so much of it to take place in one room, so cool. Like I love it when and I'm a masochist and a sadist for this, but I love it when artists constrict themselves with their medium, finding unique ways to approach something, whether that's limiting a way that you're allowed to film something, limiting time, limiting theme, or limited settings. And here you have everything happening in this cramped little, office room, if you will, like conference room or break room type deal. And I dug it. I thought it was great. And yeah, I guess kind of go into a few of the things here. Let me see where my time is at. Going off at the beginning, you get the torture scene. Like, Milo comes in. Well, yeah, well, Milo comes in and we get to see what those creatures were at the watch, the weird zombie thing that we saw last episode. It's a mushroom, and that's kind of like your first hint that Kurokawa definitely either has someone else mushroom keeper related on his team, or he himself is. But Milo shows up and we get to see like the flashback. The torture scene's pretty brutal. Hot poker, beating her, telling her to die and shit like that. I thought that pushed pretty close to the M rating here in America. I don't know, man. What'd you think about that?
Yeah. Definitely. It also made last week's episode it even changed how I looked at that, because the rage and the look of horror in Panda's face in the last like 2 or 3 minutes of that episode, it gives even more weight. Now we know exactly why. But yeah, it was it set the stage for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, definitely. Milo's rescue attempt goes great. He shows up. You think, man, this guy just might be out of his element because of the like emotional state you saw him in last episode. But he's like, hey, this is what you could do with the Rust Eater type sort of thing. You mix certain things to activate it, and he basically allowed him to mix a smoke screen, if you will. And I thought that was a brilliant move, and he gets a couple good shots in on the Gov and Kurokawa, and I like how he's like, striking once for Pawoo, once for the kids, once for Bisco, and then the bottom begins to fall out. He gets hit, and you're like, oh fuck. And it's like puppet shroom, and oh my god, is Milo gonna grow fucking dickhead with holes on it on his top, mushroom looking thing? It was intense, dude, because my mind immediately starts running through like, oh my god, is Bisco gonna have to fight Milo? Is Milo going to, like, will they have to find, will Rust Eater be able to fix this? Like, what's going to happen to this character? Because dude, that was some fucked up shit.
Also, like, and this was the first episode that, and I don't know why, that made me think of this, because the others have done it. In their world, replace magic with mushroom knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's the sort of being able to control these people and do all that. So I don't know. I thought about that, and then I started thinking how cool of an idea that was.
Yeah.
That
I dig it.
Yeah, but yeah, that's nightmarish. Also, the control with the mushroom and everything. But yeah, all the back and forth between those two characters. Like I said, I was constantly on the edge, like didn't know where it was going, and I love the fact that it was just two people talking a lot of it, and just sort of that, like, okay, well, what's gonna happen? Those 20 minutes felt like 5. I mean, that episode flew by.
Yes, it does, dude. It totally did. There's two things in this showdown between Milo and Kurokawa that really stuck out to me. One, when he starts telling him the devilish plan, which if everything, if I remember everything right, I was kind of like, yeah, you'd want to control something like that, either make it limited or be the sole supplier of it. But I love when he's telling Milo his plan. He says villains like me, because god damn it, I'm always out there talking about how we need bad guys in Western media. They don't all have to be people that have a good ends, but a terrible means, and they don't have to be empathetic, sympathetic. They can just be bad guys. Kurokawa was a bad fucking guy, dude, and I love it.
Yes, and he tells you this, like, literally directly. He's a bad guy, and it's all for just money and power, and he's just like, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Absolutely. And then the other thing was, one dude straight up playing like Yu-Gi-Oh, which was cool, and kind of well, I don't know if it was Yu-Gi-Oh itself, but it's a trading card game, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering like. There at the beginning, but he makes a Sailor Moon reference.
Dude, when the
later
tuxedo
on,
mask,
calling out tuxedo mask.
I lost it on that. I was like, that's great. I was like, bravo.
I told you, dude, this show is just a giant anime manga otaku love letter. Like, that's what it is, and this was like that that first time we saw Goku die, or just like this was that episode where everything goes wrong, right? And I loved it for it, and the tuxedo mask call out was pretty cool. Before Bisco comes in to save the day, man, any other cool moments from Milo and Gov?
No, just that
Cool.
I just didn't know where it was going.
Yeah. Milo showing up, or not Milo, sorry, Bisco showing up. I honestly didn't know. I was like, there's the whole Jabi part, which we'll get to in a bit, and I was like, well, could Jabi, show up? But we still saw Pawoo was locked up, and because Milo's like, where is she? You'll let her go, and I was kind of like, what's going to happen? I figured Bisco might show up at the end, but I didn't quite expect him to be the rescuer. I thought maybe even potentially the kids or some of the other watch. I don't know, man. Did you call Bisco being like the one
No.
bust through next?
No, I didn't.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So we're both a little surprised, which is always fun. Him showing up, you finally get some information about him being a mushroom keeper and all of that. He lets us the governor lets us know, he's been the cause for the mushroom keepers being disliked, spreading false information about them, that he sabotaged the mushroom keepers, pretty much kind of letting you see that, yeah, for sure he's the bad one from that village that we heard about few episodes ago with the crazy couple. I dug all of that. Bisco getting kind of in over his head. I love the shot with the blowing the robot arm off and stuff like that. But then he gets popped with the rust bolts and the control shit, and then the Gov's making Milo shoot him, dude. That was fucked up, man. Yeah, I know you're pretty interested in that mushroom keeper stuff, so here's the big reveal for him. What's going through your mind there, Brian?
Oh, it was funny because I was like, we talked about this. So I was like, cool, it makes sense. Well, like, the show, there's been a lot of things in it. We talked a couple episodes back about how there were certain elements, and I was just like, is this relevant? What's going on? And this, like I said at the front, this episode was the one where it's like all the little pieces now all come together, and now it fills out that picture. And so, yeah, the revelation about him, which even poses more questions for me in terms of, I still don't, because we know the revelation of how to make the cure requires their blood. I still don't understand what makes them different. And that's something that I hope gets answered.
Yeah.
What is a mushroom keeper? Like,
why are they able to do it? And
yeah.
I kind of like how I didn't think about it until you said it here about the whole could it be excuse me, sorry, could it be the magic, like this world's magic, what makes them special, be something related to it, just like you see often in magic projects, not project properties and things like that. Yeah. Anyways, I kind of lost my train of thought. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Brain injuries. Bisco's rescue goes awry. Of course, I mentioned about Milo having to shoot him. I really thought they were going to kill someone in this episode, and they might have. We'll get to the ending in a bit. I don't think they did. Because the next episode kind of shows Milo again, but it shows them in that green field. Yeah, so is that the past? Is that a dream?
We're in the same mindset, because I was exactly thinking. I immediately fast forwarded into the previews, because I was like, what the fuck? Like the way it ended, I was like, what?
I know, right? But because I thought for a moment, could we just see Milo become the new Bisco, you know, and would Akoboshi die? But what a badass scene, dude. Him and Milo kind of work the best they can, so Milo can aim that arrow just enough towards his mouth. He grabs that shit and flings it back at Kurokawa. I thought that was great. Yeah, man. Leading up to there, because we'll take a break before we talk about Jabi and stuff. But yeah, the wrap up Bisco and stuff.
Dude, when the arrow went back, even the way it was all animated and everything, I was like, oh, like that was one of my sort of out loud shouting moments. I'm like, oh man, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, animation was really, like I said, really good in this episode for being so limited. Yeah, guys, we got a little bit more to talk about on the other side of this ad from our sponsors over at Grow Generation.
Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. From propagation to harvest, they have everything you need for your special garden. Grow Generation serves customers across the nation and carries a wide inventory of renowned cultivation brands. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
All right, thank you guys so much for sponsoring the episode. Grow Generation, all their information down below. If you do happen to go there, let them know who turned you on to them. Yeah, turned you on, right? Trying to turn this into something dirty. Speaking of dirty, Christine and I are watching Dress Up Darling, My Dress Up Darling.
God,
yeah,
just the title.
It's not that bad. A girl who's into cosplay finds a guy that makes Hina dolls, those traditional like painted Japanese dolls, and she finds out that he can make clothing and makeup and all of that, and they kind of hit it off doing cosplay for her. But her first character that she wants to play is from an eroge, which is a hentai video game, basically, right? And so it's dirty, but it's not dirty just for dirty's sake. It's fun. It's dirty in the way real life, like cosplay can be dirty. So yeah, it's been fun. I'll tell you this though, Brian. But before we continue on to the Jabi and Pawoo's stuff, Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. I actually think you would like that. The romance aspect is there, but it's a mystery show. Like a legit. There's an occurrence going on, and I know you like things like Lost and stuff where there's like this definite thread of a mystery supernatural thing that connects a bunch of different aspects of people's lives. I think you might get a kick out of it. It's 13 episodes. It's got a good, not the most satisfying ending, because there is a movie that kind of wraps up the light novels and stuff, but for something that has a romantic edge to it, I think you would really dig it. Take your name and Groundhog Day, and I don't think you've ever seen the Melancholy of Haruhi, have you?
No.
Okay, well, at least your name and Groundhog Day, and that should give you kind of like an interest of, does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are two things I like.
Yeah, there you go. And it's relevant, 100% relevant. Anyways, guys, Jabi, Jabi, man, is exactly what I figured he would be. I said we got to see him a little earlier than I thought we would, but this is where I really expected to see him doing exactly this shit. When he gets that rat. I told Christine, I was like, he's about to make like a key or something out of that rat's bones.
Yeah.
I was close.
Yeah, you weren't far off. Same utility. I mean, yeah.
You use the rat's body to grow some fungus, and out of that fungus, gave some liquid to burn down the hinge on the gate. Love the character, thought it was hilarious. I dig his voice. The whole voice cast for the Japanese side of this is great. Especially Kurokawa, dude. I love that voice actor for the governor. But Jabi goes to rescue Pawoo. They have their nice little conversation. She runs off to do Pawoo things. He goes to rescue Bisco, and we get another brain tickle of information. Fucking Jabi knows the governor, dude. he knows him from his old days. He's like, yeah, you were always, because he saves them right in the nick of time, Milo and Bisco. He's like, you always had these fiendish tricks, but you never had my mushroom control.
when we last met, I was but the
yeah, you're such and such styles, no match for my son. Dude, it's all just like it's anime beating itself off, and I love it. So
that's a good description.
right dude, like is it not what you expected?
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, like I said, it was I'm playing Elden Ring right now, and I'm playing a samurai but focusing on archery, and so like I said, when he came in, I was just like, yeah, I'm all archery mindset right now. But yeah, cool.
Should play TF2 with us and play with the Luxman. I mean the huntsman, the bow and arrow for the sniper. Yeah, dude. The whole scene plays out good. The governor is fucked, man. Why did no one put a bullet in that guy's brain or an arrow through his skull? Like, they just leave him there and go to try to escape. The bad guys end up chasing them down. Jabi kind of says, hey, I'll stay back to help you guys get away because Bisco's really injured. Milo's not all that much better, even though they got healed up from the puppet shroom and shit like that. Are there any shrooms that just get these guys like high? You got to think there's got to be some psilocybin out there. There's some fucked up shit in this world, and they're gonna need some TLC every now and then. Oh man, if I had, not saying I did, but if I had done mushrooms in the Netherlands, I might have some funny stories to talk about. But that if it had happened would be another day. The whole ending, dude. To wrap up the episode. It's almost heartbreaking as they're trying to get away from Kurokawa's puppets. Milo just starts taking rust bolts, which the governor mentions earlier that they're concentrated with the rust wind, and you can actually see rust spreading up Milo's neck and shit as he's trying to run away. But dude took a lot of damage and kept running for a while. And they reach to where the crab is. I can never say his name properly, so I apologize for that. But they reach him, and he kind of destroys the puppets for them, and leaves us with a crying and sobbing Bisco and a apparently dying or dead Milo. What was your take on the ending, Brian?
Yeah, because he kept just taking all those shots, and that's where I'm like, wait a minute, is he dying? Is he gonna sacrifice himself? Like, one or two shots, okay, but it just kept happening, and then finally in that last shot, I'm like, holy shit. Mm-hmm. Did they kill him? And like I said, I fast forwarded to the preview, but like you said, it's the way they showed it. I was like, he could be. I don't know, and I mean, my God, I can't wait to find out. I'm very interested. Because could it be a thing where he did die and Bisco is just thinks about him, and so he's like in his mind. I don't know. Maybe he did survive, or he's just really hurt. I don't know, but it was. Man, if that had been like a season finale or something, you're just like, no.
Oh man,
That's what it
Hey,
felt like, you know,
it
like
did.
it was just
It
going to be a
did.
cliffhanger.
And then this is episode 8. So if there's 12 episodes, so they could go into like a 2 or 3 week break, fuckers. I hope they don't.
Don't bite
but-
your tongue, sir.
Yeah, no, right. Dude, I don't know where the episode had or where the next episode's going to go. It's called I Love You. I also have fears for Jabi and Pawoo with that, because we don't really know what situation they're in, and as well as between Bisco and Milo. And there's lots of ways you can look at the two's relationships. There's some things that you can infer. There's very overt things as far as like a very brotherhood companion ship type love as well. But it almost feels like one of those shows that where if they don't kill someone off, you almost wish they would have. Like, you know what I'm saying? Every now and then I run into a show where I'm like, this is still good, but if you had killed someone.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I don't know what if you had control. This was your story up until this point. What would you do with these characters, Brian?
You know, we've talked about this in other things. You got to have sacrifice is a good thing for a story, because it's real. Death is real. We lose people, and so you know that gives weight to it. So I you know, Milo would be dead if I was writing this. It's just probably what I would do. As far as the other two, I mean, I don't know. We'll have a better, you know, understanding next week as far as where this is going. I do think it's cool that the governor is going to have like a badass either robot eye or a patch, or like I was thinking about that. I was like, oh, he's going to look really cool. He's got a cigarette with a patch and a hat, and maybe a scar running down or something.
Dude, he's just a bad guy. I love it. Hit Kurokawa 2024.
Why not at this point?
Oh man. Oh god. Anyways, Brian, any other thoughts on episode 8 for Sabikui Bisco?
Just like, no, just what I had said up front. This was you know, this is top notch for anime, not just this show, for anime period. This is, you know, this was a great episode. It's
wonderfully edited, written. It serves every purpose it sets out to fulfill in this episode. It checks so many boxes, hitting on so many cliches, but with none of it feeling tired or worn. And I loved the tuxedo mask reference. You know how my cat Serena got her name? I've told you this story, or you might not remember.
I don't remember. I think you have, though.
So I have Kione and Saris are our cats now. Saris is Saris Victoria from Helsing, and Kione is Kione Makibi from Tenchi Universe series. I had a cat named Serena, who passed away when she was like 17, and I had originally wanted to name her Sasami, Tenchi Moyo, and my mom wasn't having it, and I was still in school and living at home. But I was like, okay, I'll get an anime name, Serena. Sailor Moon. At the time. Courtney really liked watching Sailor Moon. I think more just because it was kind of like flashy and stuff when she was younger, you know, before school and stuff like that in the 90s late mid 90s, late 90s. And then I would watch it with her, you know. Why not? It's anime. It's not the best anime in the world. It was always so, and now you know, because of how editing and dubbing works, it always felt so clunky. But it was fine. Tuxedo Mask, though, that callback, like, I've always got a connection to Sailor Moon, no matter be it my cat or time before school, a shared fond memory with my sister. So I dug that. So yeah, why you said you just watched?
No, I think I said in a previous video we did. There was I think it was like 5th grade, 6th grade, something like that. That summer, there was a block of TV around noon where it was Sailor Moon and MASH. Some local channel. And so for like every day I would wake up, because it was 5 days a week they would air, I would watch an episode of MASH and then Sailor Moon. Yeah, I know, weird. And so but I remember that summer, like I would do that and then I'd like go outside and hang out. But it was like,
yeah, that
was the summer where I watched MASH and Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon
in the 90s.
I want to go back and check out the what is it, Crystal, which is like the redo of the original saga or something.
I heard it was good.
Just to see what it's like. Like, yeah, because we both know how the actual, and I realized on my camera that I have no idea when, but I froze at some point. So if you guys are just looking at a still frame, have fun. Sorry about that. What was I gonna say? What was I saying?
We're talking about Sailor Moon.
Yeah. What was? You and I both know that getting a chance to show the more true to source material does really good things. Because look at the mecha thing we did, Escaflowne.
Oh yeah,
dude, like that 2016 dub on Funimation, excuse me, now it's Crunchyroll as of us recording this. That was such a treat. So I kind of hope seeing a more contextual, fully realized Sailor Moon would be more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Anyways, Brian, let's go ahead and shamelessly promote ourselves, guys. You can find everything on the LRMonline.com website. What is everything? Well, it's podcasts, it's written articles for like leaks and news, casting, announcements about giant corporations become gianter. Yes, I said it that way on purpose. And of course all the interviews go up here. The podcasts are available there. You know what I'm realizing? Where I froze isn't that bad. I think I'm just going to leave it there. And then, of course, check out our YouTube channel. Usually there's a red button here that says subscribe whenever I'm not logged into the account itself. So please do subscribe. Check out all the great shows. The Cantina covering Star Wars news, Anime-Versal. You guys know what we do here. Breaking Geek Radio. They do a lot of movie reviews, niche things, and random news. Daily Cup of Genres off and on right now while Christine's healing up. All sorts of good fun stuff, and then all that's available wherever you get your podcasts from Google, Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, whatevs. I said whatevs, Brian. Please, for the love of God, get me off this podcast. Tell them about your channel.
It's called PulpMythos. Talking about shows like Snowfall and Raised by Wolves. So check it out.
Cool, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope I can find out what's wrong with my camera. It's done this a couple of times before. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.